Public service announcements. Keep your relationship out of social media because we are watching you and we are heavily invested and we are scrutinizing each and every single step you take. Anyway, my name is Tracy Kajuju and this is DnD, that is Dada Next Door. This is the show where we discuss everything. We talk about all the juice, all the drama, all the gossip, especially celebrity gossip, and we share like moments and feed you with information, both good and bad. But before I go any further, I'd want to introduce our special guest for today. I know you have been waiting for this part. Karibu.
Hi everyone. My alter ego is Double S, but professionally, those who know me professionally, my name is Sharon Newtu or Miss Newtu. I'm a creative content producer. I'm a goofball.
Goofball.
Yeah. I love laughing and smiling. And my specialty majority of the time is usually entertainment and lifestyle. So I'm in my comfort zone to some extent because you've said we're invested. I'm invested in everything, whether it is your relationship, your content creation, you went somewhere and had lunch. I am me. That person is me. Thank you so much for having me, T.
So today on Piping Hot, the online in-laws are wondering what is happening. Like I said, we are heavily invested in your relationships. So if we put it out there on the public, we are also going to follow up. And on Spot On today, we are going to be discussing dating in the current world. Dating in the current world. Are people dating for love? Or they're dating for mere content creation? And the topic of discussion today will take a look at adulthood. Expectations versus reality. And I know most of you are going to relate to this. So stick around and make sure you keep engaging with us on our social media pages. That is Kelela TV, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Be sure also to use the hashtag Dada Next Door or hashtag DnD. We are so happy that you could join us today. So lovely to see you. And of course, we know that you got the juice. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on DnD.
Do I? Do I?
You got the juice.
Do I? We'll find out.
We'll find out, yeah. These online in-laws, they're very serious about these relationships, yeah. So recently, people have been wondering, Ambare, did they break up with Rapudo because they unfollowed each other? And that's why people want to know. And the speculations were going around until finally Rapudo came out and said, no, we have not broken up. But people are like, but why are you unfollowing each other? Every single step you take, we are going to be there and we're going to see it. And there are people who don't sleep. They're literally waiting to see, hey, is Ambare? Exactly. So he was just like, we have not broken up. We are still strong. We are going through issues like any other couple. But yeah, so if you're waiting for them to break up, this is not the day. They have not broken up. They're still together. There's this issue that has been going around in Kenya. It's been a very hot topic, LGBTQ. The reason being, the Supreme Court gave a ruling to allow the LGBTQ community to form a lobby group, meaning they can form an organization and fight for their rights and all those things. And it sparked a lot of conversation, both politically and religiously. Most people were definitely not pleased about that decision by the Supreme Court ruling. Others, of course, they're supporting and defending it. And it's actually been trending for a couple of weeks, which brings out the main question, is the Western trying to force this agenda on us?
When you discuss this topic, it's you're walking on the edge.
Yeah.
And it's a very edgy topic to discuss. Why? Because again, it's something that is close to people's hearts. But I'm no expert in that field, and to each their own. But one thing I've picked from the conversation and what I've been seeing going around, especially in the media, is our constitution has gaps. And it's in those gaps that they were allowed. It's not legal. The constitution says it's not legal, but also it says you cannot discriminate against people from their gender, sexuality, tribe, and whatnot. So that gap has brought this. And I know there are other issues that when it comes to the constitution, there are gaps. So I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a lawmaker. So this is just what I picked from the conversation that has been going around. And I do feel like the West has been trying to push an agenda. And I'm coming from a point of when Uganda criminalized this whole LGBTQ community and legalizing the entire movement, let me call it movement. And we saw one of the Western countries say that if this is going to happen, we are going to withdraw ABCD. And at the end of the day, we have to have it at the back of our minds that we're Africans. There's what we believe in, as much as there's also the part of human rights and whatnot. So yeah, it's an agenda that is being pushed. I don't know how far it will go.
It's already here with us and we'll have to tackle it. Whether we find it uncomfortable or not, it's an issue that we'll have to tackle. And moving on to international news. Recently we saw Omale, our African superstar. Let me call him superstar because he is a superstar. He's an Afrobeat favorite. He was performing live on NPR Tiny Desk. And people had a lot to say about it. Personally, I watched the video. I am a fan of Tiny Desk and I've watched very many performances. And in my honest opinion, it was an average performance. Let's be honest, it was average. And some would say below average. Did you see it?
Well, I'm also an avid fan of Tiny Desk. I've been following up. I've seen the Asha one. I've seen the BTS one. I've seen Camila Cabello. Is it Cabello?
Cabello.
Forgive me if I've gotten the name wrong. I've seen a number of good people and what they've done in terms of delivering. I've even seen, I think Tiwa was on it. Burna Boy was on it as well. But when you put whoever has been there before and what Omar put out, I'm questioning 1, 2, 3 things. First of all, sir, were you ready?
It seems like he wasn't ready. I feel like he could have delivered a better performance. Though most critics were critiquing his voice, saying this guy is not talented, he doesn't have the vocals. But regardless of that, I feel he could have delivered a better performance had he put in more effort. Because even the band was kind of...
Well, myself and my fellow netizens, when I saw that, and I remember I went to the comment section and someone mentioned, he's called Ogzed, the closer hitmaker, Oxlade. Yeah, and when he also did live performance of Closer, it was a cringe moment especially for those of us who really enjoy live music, because I'm like, first of all, let's give producers their flowers because, they are bringing... producers, thank you for doing an amazing job. But Omar, I don't know what happened, but I'll quote biggest rapper in Africa, Calligraph Jones, and say, boy was done dirty. Boy was done dirty.
But what could they have done? It's a concert. They have to post it anyway.
I don't know what happened, or these are just my personal opinions, but maybe we went in there with expectations.
High expectations.
And maybe our expectations were not met. Maybe on their end, it felt like something good they could put out. Maybe for just us, the consumers were like, we'll have gotten maybe a 9, 10 over 10, and maybe not a 3.5 or 4. I don't know.
One thing that people don't know is that being a superstar does not mean that you're the most talented person out there.
Oh, Tracy!
It's true.
You're coming with the guns.
Most superstars are not the most talented. Most of them do not even have that talent. They don't have perfect vocals. I agree with you. Music producers do a very crucial job. They do an amazing job to make them sound amazing. It's one thing to be able to record music and another thing to be able to perform it live. And most artists avoid performing live. They'll say it's a live concert, of course, but when you get there, they're just lip syncing. It's the same
Backing
thing you've been listening to on YouTube. And so I really respect the artists who can actually perform live because it takes a lot. And like I said, most artists are not really the most talented, because when it comes to being a superstar, there's a lot more that goes into it other than the talent. Talent is just like a tiny bit of it. So, Omale, we love you, but next time
we're hoping for a 10.
We are watching.
We're hoping for a 10.
And we are going to give you another chance to prove that you're an amazing superstar.
We are a show of chances. We give chances.
Today on Spot On, we wanted to take a look at dating in the current times. We have been seeing people, content creators like ourselves, out there parading their relationships in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. And we are wondering, are people dating because they are in love, or are they dating because they want content? Like, I just want somebody to do this with. Yeah, I want to show people I have a boyfriend. I want to show people that me and my boyfriend woke up like this.
I woke up like this, flawless. Tracy, aesthetics must aesthetic. I've been on TikTok for a hot minute, and let me tell you, hey, TikTok has couples. Hey, it's called couple talk. Couple talk, and where? Oh, get ready with me as I take my boyfriend to get a clean shave. Join us as we go to take my girlfriend to see the gyna. It begs. I do get where you'll raise that question, whether are we dating for love or are we dating to create content. On the flip side, it's good you're creating memories and whatnot, but now being authentic is another thing, because we all start in the spirit. I'll say we, because I don't know, maybe in the next 2 months I might also be part of the couple talk. I don't know.
Good luck.
I don't know. But I don't know, because are you going to make extreme lengths just to maintain that longevity and to maintain the crowd that you've already pulled? Pardon me. Because when you start doing some questionable things in the name of creating content with a partner, it begs to bring the question, this is not what we signed up for, because I'm assuming every other person was signed up for, maybe followed someone, subscribed to a YouTube channel because of a couple and whatnot. To what extent? And then the ugly bare truth is we are only served with what is consumable in front of the camera. I'll come and look at Tracy and the boyfriend. I'm like, oh my God, I want my boyfriend to hold me the way. There's a word we use. I want a man who can look at me the way Tracy's man looks at her. But it's a relationship that is abusive. If you ask me, you see all that is set online. I'll wish to have it, but off camera. Like, let's have that bond off camera. Let me be looked at the way Tracy is looked at by the boyfriend, but for us. However, if you want to record it and document it and put it out for us, I have nothing against that. And I mean, it's also a source of revenue if it's creating. But I'm only advocating for, let's be real. Don't paint a rosy picture and then 2-3 years you're coming to tell us, oh, my partner, it doesn't matter whether it's male or female, they can all be abusive. Used to do this and this and this, blah, blah. But honey child,
you are pretending that everything
you are out
perfect.
there making us look the most single human being. I mean,
we were feeling terrible about ourselves.
I was out here about to question my mom, like, excuse me, are you seeing? Are you seeing what other men are doing?
But now, when it turns ugly, you want us now to come and sympathize with you.
Yeah, and also now it puts us as the consumer in a position where you don't know who's saying the truth, you don't know who's lying, you don't know which side to take. So it's a very, again, that one is it's an interesting line of thought. But listen, if you want to create content as a couple, married, dating, I have an issue with the dating one, because dating is interesting. You'll think this the girl of your life, man of your life, And then this life ends after 6 months.
I've actually seen someone's page whereby they're always that kind of person who posts everything to do with their relationship. My person. And then one day, that person was not on their social media pages anymore. And I was like, where did this person go? And then 1 or 2 months later, there's another new person. And then I was like, what am I doing?
They have several universes, their whole galaxy.
I know, because this one was my world. And now you have another whole new world. How do you do it?
Options.
How do you do it? Because within like a snap, in 1 month, this person had another whole new world, and that whole new world was all over their social media pages.
If Earth ain't working, there are other 7 planets.
Yeah, and the universe. The universe is vast.
And I hear the Milky Ways. Let's just enjoy the content. Wakiwachana, we move to the next couple.
Exactly, and if they find another person,
we will try to support.
Today's main topic for discussion is adulthood. Adulthood, this is going to be really interesting because I feel like everyone relates to it in a way. So most of us growing up, we had these expectations. But then kwa ground, my friend, expectation versus reality. So I want to know, Sharon, what has your experience been like? Your expectations versus reality so far?
They said they'll have that emoji for where? Yeah. Where? So basically, when I was in my early teens, I had this nice dream, amazing dream. I'm gonna turn 18. I'm gonna go to uni, get my uni done by 2021. After that, get a job, build my mom a house, build myself a house. By 25, I'll be married with a kid or 2. Yeah. So far, it's only 2 of those that I've done. Going to uni and getting a job. But then there's also this aspect of freedom. Although from my perspective, I wouldn't say I was wale watoto wamefungiwa. In our home, it was, I'm going to give you freedom, but every action has consequences. But my mom,
freedom comes with responsibility.
Yes. So you want to go out, hang out with your friend, cool. But kati ya wewe na street light, mmoja wenu lazima afike mbele. Street light isiwake ukiwa nje, ukwe kwa nyumba. If you're not home by the set time, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still a girl. I was a girl, young lady, teenager. We are still wild. Our hormones are all over the place. So I wouldn't say it was very closed off. And also we were brought up in the culture of don't lie where you're going. So if, hi, I'm going to Tracy's birthday, which is going to be in this hotel, give details so that if, God forbid, anything happens, they know. Of course.
But being a teenager,
did I adhere to that rule at 100%? No. My mother is going to watch this, but no, I didn't, mom. But now I know better. By somewhere in September, I had my ID card. And then like, okay, now you're 18, you want to go places. Where is the money? Kumbe, these things are not for free. You need money.
Yeah.
Hey, where's the money? You start working. When you start work, you're like, okay, the money is there. The freedom is there. Where's the time? For my field, it's not like a 9 to 5. Today I'll do 9 to 5. Tomorrow I'll be doing midnight to midnight. You're exhausted. You just want to go home and rest. So I reduced my expectations to 0 once I tasted adulthood fully and understood that some things my parents used to say actually make sense. You know, when we were young, ulikuwa unaambiwa huna pesa. My friend, you wake up in the morning to go to work. How don't you have money? Listen, right now, I know that you can lack money. And every morning you are religiously working out.
True.
Looking your best, going to work. Why? Because, I mean, things happen and we're growing. So, yeah, expectations zangu zilirudishwa back to 0. Nyumba sijajenga bado, gari sijanunua, watoto sina.
Don't worry,
hata baba yao. Story for another day.
Well, I think most of us actually had that glamorous view of what the adulthood is going to look like. But it's also because of the stories we were fed. I feel the system kind of messed us up because we were told, wewe utasoma. When you finish school, you will get a job. You'll get a nice job. And you're like, so I'll get money, I'll buy a car, I'll have a house. And then you realize that life is not actually like that.
It's not a script that you follow.
Yeah, so we were following the script, and then we came and realized that kumbe that's not how life iko kwa ground. So I also had the same expectations, of course.
You
so
did?
By now, I was supposed to have a degree and a master's degree, a husband, child, house, car, to have traveled to I don't know what country.
Hey.
And out of all those things, I think I've achieved like only 1%. 1%. And also have a lot of money by this age.
A lot of money.
Not just money, but a lot of money.
And then you realize this money is not
so
plucked.
I think that perception started changing a little bit when I got to campus. And I started seeing my peers, people are graduating, but they're not becoming rich instantly. I thought that graduation, boom, you're a hot cake in the market.
You
Everybody
get your 6 figures.
Yeah. Actually, in campus, we used to say, Mimi, siwezi chukua anything below ETK. I can't do a degree and then someone wants to employ me for less than 80K. And you're like, hata Mimi, I can't take anything less than 80. Me, 70. My dear. And then you come outside here. But if you're still in campus, what?
Lower your expectations.
It's not in a bad way, but
realism.
Yeah, be real, be realistic. It's good. Keep your goals. Do not throw away your goals or your aspirations, but do not have the rush to get to where you want to be. Eventually, you'll have that car. Eventually, you'll have that house you always wanted. But it's not going to happen until I step out of school and those things are waiting for me out there. Perhaps maybe I would want to know what are the things that you've been learning and unlearning through this process of adulthood based on the experiences of expectation versus reality.
Number 1, I've learned that please invest in yourself. And by investing in yourself, it doesn't mean like books and whatnot. Invest in yourself physically, mentally, psychologically. Get to understand who you are as a person. Like, know if Double S is waking up today and she's feeling this type of way, it's because of ABCD. Majority of us, we've not gotten to that point, but at least right now, we've created a space where people can get to understand who they are. Because initially, we've been under an umbrella. When your mother says or your father says that you are a bubbly person, you are a bubbly person. But maybe you're not. You're a very chilled person. So that's something I've learned, like invest in yourself. And investment doesn't mean monetary investment. Investment is wide. It could be knowledge. It could be wellness. Could be even just eating well. I mean, sometimes you never have a backup plan. I was brought up in a setup where it's, if your A is not working, please have a B. But sometimes even your Z might not work. You had all these plans and they're not working. So what do? Circles back to my point. It's never that serious.
For me, that has been one of the greatest fulfillments in my life so far as an adult. Like being self-aware. I don't know if most people realize it, but self-awareness is something that can really help you in terms of making strides and milestones if you're in your life. Maybe you were stuck on something, but your self-awareness made you realize this is not even my thing. Self-awareness, it will also help you know my path is like this. I don't have to go like this. And one thing I'm learning in adulthood that I wasn't told when I was younger is that we each have different paths. We each have different journeys in this life. And one thing that I have learned is this life has no formula. Because we were growing up thinking that this is the formula to life. And then you come out here and realize you work hard, sometimes it doesn't pay off. Even if you're told you must work hard. And then somebody just appears eating githeri in an election.
Yeah. No, let's not even go back to 2022 last year. Someone just was interviewed. So what do you have to say? Sina maoni. That's it. That's
And the
it.
guy is famous.
That's it. You have been trying to shoot 31 TikToks, 5 YouTube channels. Nothing is. I mean,
Githeri man, he got a lot of money because of just eating githeri in a queue. There's nothing special about that, literally.
Mans just had his snacks waiting to go and vote in whoever wanted to
And then you realize enyewe hii life haina formula. So do not like stress yourself. Do not beat yourself up, because you're not like so and so. You're not like Nini. I know some people would disagree and say that, you see, these motivational speakers, they're the ones who give us most pressure in life, Because I feel like we are 7 billion people in this world. 8 billion now. Do we have to all be doing the same thing? I mean, that's
wake up
boring.
at 4, read a book.
Yeah, I actually
Workout.
appreciate people who choose a totally different path in life. If this doesn't work out, there are many, many other ways. And education is not the only key to success. There are many keys.
She
Sometimes
said
the lock has been changed.
I know.
Some people have master keys.
And where has it taken them?
I don't know, but some people have the master key so they can open any door. While you're busy, they're struggling with education.
Is the key to success.
Anyway, that should be a topic for another day, because I feel like it's a very lengthy topic, and there are many, many other lessons that we have learned in adulthood that we'd like to share, and other people would like to share. So perhaps you could tell us in the comment section, what are the major lessons you've learned in adulthood? And this has to be something you didn't know as a child, but now you know as an adult, and you're just like, oh, your mind blown.
Please sleep when you can.
And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, it's about time you do. Hit that subscribe button, please, kindly, And follow us on Kelele TV, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Watch out for the next episode of DnD. I'll be your dada next door. I'll be here for anything. Drama, entertainment, gossip, juice, any information you want, and also educate you here and there. So it was lovely to have you with us today, and I hope to see you next time. I really hope to see you next time.